Question everything, trust nothing except for your boy, CryptoKeeper. All right, I think it's working. Yo soy de Colombia, estoy listo para fiesta. No, I'm not going to start speaking Spanish, but I've been speaking Spanish for the last, 11 days. I'm back. Patriot Caveman says he's finally back, but I'm finally back. I have been gone for way too long. Look, I don't know. I want to know in the chat, first of all, did anybody hear anything that I said for the first 13 minutes of the stream? That's what I want to know. So drop in the chat whether any of you actually listened to any of the Fugazi that I just put out there. Dave Digital was in here early and Dave said no. Let me tell you this. All right, so on my streaming service, right, it tells me up in the corner. It's my actual streaming service, so I'm not seeing this on YouTube, but actually up in the corner, it tells me how many people are there. And it said 0, but it was showing me that I was live. And I was like, I'm not going to lie. I was like, damn, taking some time off. I mean, listen, I know inconsistency hurts in the YouTube game, but damn, I was feeling it. I was like, all right, well, you know what, Keeper? This ain't nothing compared to some things you've been through. You just got to press on. Who cares if there's anybody in here or not? They can watch the replay later. But then as I continued to go, I was like, wait a minute. 0 still. I'm 13 minutes in. And I got 0 people in here. Not even one. Not even a Patriot Caveman or an Enrique Suave or Candle Daddy or Patriot Caveman. None of them. Nobody. I was like, this sounds a little bit fishy. Alguien está chingado conmigo. Yeah, so at any event, glad that you guys are here. Glad that it is working. I went ahead and deleted forever the last stream. There was, about 13 minutes of nothingness. Patriot Caveman said people are just butthurt due to the dip. Dude, we're going to talk all about that dip today. I have been finger off the pulse of the crypto space. Not going to front. I have been trying to take some time to disconnect a little bit, and boy, did we take a beating. So I'm sure this is nothing that you guys don't already know, but I'm excited to get into and see what's happening. Now, let me know whether you like the Medellin, the Louis Vuitton glasses, fake, by the way, or the Medellin hat. Let me know what you think of Keeper's new look, coming back looking like a Colombian drug lord. You know what I mean? I felt like that was kind of the move. You go to Colombia for 11-ish days, you got to come back like you did something. You know what I mean? No, I'm not going back to that lifestyle. But I will tell you, at the Pablo Escobar Museum, the guy was asking, a bunch of questions, right? And he like pulled out these tires from these planes and started asking questions like, how many keys could he pack in this tire? And I was like, about 7. And he looks at me and then he's like, how about in this tire? And I was like, maybe 50. At any event, 3 straight, this is really bad, but like 3 straight guesses on these tires and their sizes for how many keys of Coke you can put in them. I like nailed it. And the guy starts dogging on me about being a narcotraficante. And I was just laughing and I had fun with it and whatever else, but then afterwards he came up to me and he was like, hey man, I'm really sorry that I kept pointing you out during the tour. You just got so many of these questions right that it was throwing me off. People don't usually get these right. And my buddy chimes in and he goes, bro, don't apologize to him. The dude's got a history. There's a reason he was answering those correctly. So at any event, for those of you that don't know, crypto is my main job now, and I don't make bad decisions like that anymore. And yes, I would pass a piss test. I was not down there using any of the white coffee, as they call it. But I had a great time. We had a lot of fun. Went to some wild parties. There was a party out on a sandbar that, I'm not kidding you, there was thousands of people, okay, in waist deep water, maybe waist deep water. They've got these tiki huts built. They're just out in the middle of nowhere, and they've got boats circling all the way around this thing, right? And people are getting nuts, you know what I mean? And I just don't get nuts anymore, right? I just don't. That's just not my lifestyle. But I have fun when I'm with my friends. I don't have to freaking get crazy and get wasted to have fun, right? There's a reason I chose a different lifestyle moving forward. It just wasn't, wasn't working for me, right? But I can still have fun. And I looked at this party and I was like, man, I've done some wild, having fun partying times. But yeah, this was on a next level. So it was a lot of fun. Let me jump into the chat real quick and say hi to everybody, since you guys are actually here. At least some of you anyway. I know we've definitely struggled and taken a little bit of a beating with some of the inconsistency. Crusader leaves, and then I'm on vacation for a long time and all of that. But I promise you, I'm back at it. Trading Wars is tomorrow. As a reminder, tomorrow, 1 o'clock, not 1:30. This freaking stupidity that's going on today is just annoying. But 1 o'clock tomorrow is going to be Tradefly versus Blood head, 1v1. I'm going to trade with them as well, just to kind of, stoke the flame and show them who the real OG in the house is. But that'll be fun for tomorrow. So 1 o'clock, make sure you guys are there. Enrique Suave was first in the house, although I'm not sure, Enrique. I don't think you were first on the first stream, but you did get in on this one. So I'm glad for you on that. Who else we got in here? Anything for clicks? Says y'all got too hype. That's what happened. I blame you. Yeah, it was definitely on me. Candle Daddy in the house. Patriot Caveman. I can't tell whether you're welcoming yourself back or welcoming me, but if it's you welcoming yourself back, I welcome you back. I'm glad that you're here. And if it's welcoming me back, thank you. I'm glad to be here. Aunt B in the house was like, yo, what up? Did I miss anybody else? Dave Digital, Clay the Great, Clay the mother effing great. Good to see you, brother. I think, almost missed my boy Brett Groenwig. Good to see you, bro. Brett says white coffee. I could use a little pick me up. It's funny. It's the guys walk around in the streets. First of all, I don't expect me to be able to speak good Spanish. My Spanish is pretty decent. But so they see me as just like this güero, as just a white guy, right? A gringo, whatever. And they'll ask like if you want anything, and they're like carrying around these little boxes, and these little boxes have like gum in them, and they've got little knickknacks and but it's all the front. It's all for cocaína. They are trying to sell you on that. So when you don't want what they're selling, then they just say, hey bro, I got that white coffee, bro. White coffee. No, I don't want any of that either, but you have fun with it. Joe Booty in the house. He says, I don't do coke. I just like the smell of it. Oh boy, this stream is heading off the rails quickly. I know a lot of people in the crypto space have a past for sure. That's without a doubt. As I talk to more and more people in the crypto space, and part of it I think I promise you guys, we're getting into crypto. Promise you, but just had to kind of get back in here and see what's going on. Part of it is the fact that we are, yes, off the rails. Dave Digital, you got my pun. I'm so excited. I thought it was gonna fly past everybody, but good one, bro. Like it. I'm proud of you for getting that. Okay, so but part of it is risk. People in the crypto space are willing to take on risk because it is a risk on asset, right? You're taking the riskiest of risky financial assets for gain over time. It means that you are not, as a general rule, most people in crypto aren't scared of taking on some risk. Well, those same people who aren't scared of taking on risk are the same people, like myself, making crazy decisions and their younger years. Some of you, not even just in your younger years, some of you still doing it now. No shame or thoughts behind that, but that's just the reality. So I'm glad that my decision making has grown into what it is today. Like I said, I still go out and have my fun with my friends and family and all of that, but not making all the craziness going on. Candle Daddy, I'll tell you. Candle Daddy said, what's happening or what happened with Crusader? Can I ask? Yeah, Candle Daddy, you can ask, brother. I'll tell you. Nothing happened at all. Crusader had some stuff going on at in his personal life that he had going on. combined with just basically something. Really, when it comes down to it, we just had some different thoughts on things, but there was no beef, no drama, nothing for me to sell you on, nothing for me to get you with clicks or whatever. I messed around with it for a minute, acting like they're, whatever, for about 30 seconds. But the reality is, it's still my boy. That's my friend, my close friend, one of my closest friends. There's no issue whatsoever. It just made sense for us to kind of go our own ways. He wants to do his own thing, and so ultimately I bought him out. And actually, I owe that man some money today. So I gotta send old Crusader some money today as a reminder. But he sold in May and walked away. Yeah. He's growing quickly. So if you guys aren't following him already on YouTube, go give him a follow. I'm going to be doing a lot more of, I'm going to be doing Trading Wars. I'm going to be doing Flipper Hodl. Those two things are going to continue, and I'm going to play with those and mess with those. But I'm going to be getting into some more of the degenerative side of crypto as well. And I'm trying to kind of feel moving forward what direction I want to head with the show. And the reality is that can be tough when you have people thinking, in different manners about what's okay, what's not okay, what's, is good for, well, is one, what is it? Is it good for the goose? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. That's not always that's not always correct though, when you've got, just differing thoughts on things, but there's, no problem whatsoever. Love you, Crusader, if you're watching. All right, let's jump into the markets. I've said hi to everybody on the, hold on a second. I guess always fine. Oh, yeah, I got you, Candle Lady. Let me look at the markets. Let's go there. Let me share my screen, and let's move it on. Keep it rocking and rolling. I know everybody's like, all right, Keeper, it's been 10 minutes. You've given your little soiree on what happened down in Colombia, which you didn't even get a piece of the action on that, but I digress. All right, so the global crypto market cap is at, boy, we got slaughtered, 2.241 trillion with a T dollars. That is down 4.5%. Let's talk about it. Bitcoin, $57,190. Ouch. Down 11.9% on the week. Hurt me. ETH down below 3K. I always know when ETH is bleeding, because I have a little thing on my phone that, like, just on a snapshot just shows me kind of my main portfolio. It's not my entire portfolio, but it's a big chunk of it, and on a couple hardware wallets that I have. And I can always tell when that sucker is down drastically. I'm like, ooh, ETH's getting beat up. So yeah, ETH's down about 9% on the week. Tether holding strong at $1. Good to see that. BNB, I mean, everything's down, guys. I mean, you've got Solana's up a hair. You've got XRP up a hair, right? The only thing that actually has survived recently, this last dump, was Tron, and I have no idea why. Tell me in the chat if you know why Tron is pumping. Tell me so. Patriot Caveman, shoot me a message over on Telegram, bro. We can talk about that. I could start bringing on, that might be a cool idea, randomly. Start bringing on some of you OGs. Tell me in the chat, right? Tell me in the chat. Do you like that idea? Would you guys be interested? If you're somebody that I see in the chat all the time, would you be interested in maybe coming on the show and kind of cutting it up with me? Sharing a little bit about why you're in crypto, and not so much make it more of just like a chill sesh, but kind of get to know you a little bit more and let the audience get to know you, because you guys always talk to each other, right? You're talking to each other through the stream, and I know you see a lot of these names on different channels. I know when I jump on other people's channels just to say hi or whatnot, that I see names that are in here in other channels. That might be a cool idea. Let me know what you guys think. If you think that'd be a cool idea, because I'm down for it. I mean, why not, right? Always looking to get to know some of the crypto fam better, and it would be maybe a fun thing to do on the stream. Canada Daddy says Justin Sun is pumping Tronny. Patriot Caveman, so we can get into some DCA stuff. Yeah, we could definitely talk about some DCA stuff. I don't know, candidly, where or how that is taking its next steps. I'm going to have to hire somebody if that's the case, because Crusader, used to do all of the smart contract stuff. So just be aware. I'm not going to tell you one way or the other what's happening there because I honestly don't have a good answer for you right now. Let me zoom out a little bit, look a little bit farther down. I got to check on a couple important cryptos here. One of which is Caspa. My God, Caspa. For those of you that don't know, I mine Caspa. I mine Bitcoin, but Caspa's getting slaughtered. It's down 15.3%. It's at 10.6 cents. Well, I'm glad that people are getting paid out in just Caspa, just for the token that it is, and they're not getting paid out in US dollars, because it wasn't too long ago that it was at 16 or 17 cents. Not now. It's definitely down from that. And VeChain, 3.3 cents. Hey, I look at these both as an opportunity, though. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're not mining Caspa, and you don't want to mine Caspa, we talked about this, and I've got kind of some of the backside. What you got to understand is that miners are the ones that have a lot of the intel. They have a lot of the intel because they see things happening in these markets before a lot of you do. And I will tell you that 11 cents, and I should have shared it with you guys, but I was almost I was almost a little bit squeamish to do it. We had some talks with my mining community. When I say my mining community, I'm talking about people that own massive amounts of miners, either within my specific farm or within the overarching, company. And they were calling for 10 cents. Been calling for 10 cents. Like, not just like, forever ago and it just kind of played out. No, like the last few weeks before this dump even started, they were talking about 10-cent Caspa. And I'm kicking myself a little bit because I feel like, man, that would have been great for me to share with you guys, right? But then I also felt like, sometimes it's just okay to just let some things be and not have to call everything, right? I like to call things. I talked about Toncoin. Toncoin's still in the top 10, but it's like less than $5 right now. It was all the way up at $7.40 or something like that. I started calling it at $2. Those are nice to do, but sometimes it's okay just to let something be, because people will roast you. Let's just give it like it is. People will absolutely roast you, right, for making a bad call, and they'll half-ass pat you on the back for making a good call, right? Like, it's just definitely not and you can make 10 good calls that are on point. Like, I mean, you are banging it out, but then you make that one bad call, and you know what they're going to remember? They're going to remember the bad call that you made. Patriot Caveman says, yep, but 10 cents is the local bottom, which is actually bullish. So that's what I was getting at. Patriot Caveman. Such a caveman, he can read a chart, huh? Yeah, Patriot Caveman, you are correct. It is a local bottom, and we've got a lot of bullish action probably following that up. So what I was starting to say was, if you're not mining, right? If you're not mining and you don't have Caspa, maybe you should think about that, because I'm going to tell you right now, fantastic project. It's not, don't let people tell you, like, okay, it's the second largest proof of work blockchain. Yes. But don't let people tell you, oh, it's the next Bitcoin. It's the next Bitcoin. I don't know that we're going to have a next Bitcoin, and that's okay not to have a next Bitcoin. But what I will tell you is it's a damn good project. It is the second largest proof of work blockchain. It is faster than Bitcoin. It is more secure, arguably, than Bitcoin. It does what it's supposed to do. It's efficient. It's cheap. It's fast. It's secure. I love it. And at 10 cents, when this thing is going well above $1, I don't know how you can, not at least pay attention to it. Again, no financial advice given here from the dude looking like a Colombian drug lord today. I'm actually kind of digging the new shades. Do you guys like the new Louis V shades, the new Louis V knockoffs? Of course, because when in Colombia, you gotta buy some stuff off the people in the streets, right? I'm never the guy that will rock a pair of something or whatever and they're fake and not tell you, because I am the same person who will just wear a nice pair of jeans and a t-shirt, and I don't care. Just a plain t-shirt, whatever. Fits good, looks good. I'm cool. I don't need to stunt on anybody. So these are fake, but I like them. All right. Enrique said he's been super lazy with his mining using helium miners and nice hash. The mining's been good for me, man. I've got actually payouts that I need to pay to people today. I've got a lot of money that needs to go out today when the market's in the freaking dumps. But I've got a lot of money going out today, first of the month. Got to pay out my crew in the Caspa mining field, and in a few days, the next Bitcoin mining payout will go out. Let's see here. We can. Trust me, bro. You ain't gonna see none of those tabs reflected in my glasses because I ain't using my computer for any of that chaos. If you're doing corn stuff on the same computer as you're doing crypto, let me tell you something. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You shouldn't be doing any of that on a computer where you're doing crypto. You are asking for trouble. And I know obviously that whoever that was just totally kidding. But the reality is like, you just can't. It is not a good idea. Candle Daddy wants to know how often I'm hit. Dude, I am down and in the dumps. I haven't been in the gym in like 14 days. Let me tell you one more thing. This is probably too much information, but I'm here to have fun on top of give you the what's up in crypto. But I like to, like to spread a little cheer sometimes. So you guys can laugh. You guys can laugh at me on this one, okay? I wrote this on X that I was going to start a bathroom blog for the country of Colombia. Okay. I saw every single bathroom in the entire country of Colombia. Every single one. I could definitely write a blog. It has been 8 days now, and I just got back, and I'm hoping and feeling and praying and thinking that this is going to get better. But let's just say I have lost 12 pounds due to a flushing out of my system from something in Colombia. I don't know what it was, but something absolutely kicked my ass. I'm talking about boom right now. Woo. Travel bubble guts, Clay the Great says. Dude, listen. Bubble guts is one thing, right? Bubble guts goes away in, a day, 2 days, 3 days, maybe even 4 days. Bro, it's been 8 days. 8 days. Yeah. So at any event, looking forward to that totally going away. Smash the likes if you haven't already, Crypto Fam. Hey, also reminder, we are still doing, I guess I got to get used to saying that now. I'm still doing Flipper Hodl. So drop your, let me go and put this in here. Let me add it on the screen. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. We are still doing Flipper Hodl. I'm still doing Flipper Hodl. Got about $4,500 on the line. $1 super chat. I'm still doing 2 entries because I already put it up now. So I'm stuck at that. If you remember, I'm going to 3 exit. And if you gift, I'm going to 5 exit. Next sponsor that we have will be providing some of the liquidity for that. Somebody said, okay, listen. So I did drink some of the water, right? But let me just tell you, I've done that everywhere and never had a problem. Here's the reason that I want to push back and say that I think it was something to do with food. Because my buddies did not drink the water at all. And one of the 2 of them got the same thing that I had going on. Not for quite as long as me, but got the same thing going on. And so I think that one night we both had a dessert. And he tasted mine. He tasted I tasted his, he tasted mine, the dessert that we, and that was the one time my other buddy did not eat something that we did. And that was the night that it all went downhill. So I had a great time, just sucks. Let me tell you this. They ain't using nothing over there. Okay. You just get it wrong. Okay. I've heard. You guys are ridiculous. You guys have way too much information. I told you, I knew a lot of you have some history. Okay. I knew I wasn't the only one with history. Somebody else is dealing with that in Thailand. Hold on a second. Anything for clicks. So I caught the same thing in Thailand. I felt like I had to, dude, it was no freaking joke. All right. So let's take a look at Bitcoin's chart. I want to pull up a little charting action. Okay. And I got some interesting information to kind of go over with you. So you guys know how I like to pull volume profiles, right? So I pulled a volume profile here on the Bitcoin, and I pulled it from the entire year. And I'm going to tell you why. If we look, let me zoom back out so that I can get my brush here. There was not a lot, if anything, of anything in here. There just wasn't. I mean, we went whoop and straight up and then continued whoop before we started to pull back. And when we started to pull back, we continued flirting with this value area high. Value area high, close to an all-time high. Value area high, close to an all-time high. Value area high, up, down below, up, back up to the value area high, back up to the value area high, back up to the value area high, and now we're on the way down. But check this out. Where we're at right here, right? We are in this zone. So the only way for me to really pull a solid volume profile for you on this to look at some key levels was to do exactly this and pull it from the entire year. So that being said, the entire year, looking at this volume profile, what are some important levels? Some important levels. Well, we're way below this right now, but 65,464 is going to be one of the levels that's going to be super important. That's going to be right here at this value area high. Okay. The point of control, and this is since January, is at 42,935. Let me stop. 42,935. Okay. I don't think we're going to hit that. I could be wrong. I see some news articles that are stating that we're going to hit that it's, that we're headed there. Oh yeah, we're going there. We're going to 20K. I saw people in some other chats today like, bro, we're going to 20. I'll see you at 20K. Shut up. We're not going to freaking 20. If we go to 20K, all right, if we go to 20K, I'm going to do the same thing that I did during the COVID dump. I am going to buy. Because the reality is, if we went to 20K right now, right, it would be damn near feeling like the world was ending. But guess what? That's what people thought was happening when COVID happened. Ooh, it's big, it's scary, right? Now, might we have some macroeconomic tensions and stuff going on in the world today that could push it there? Yes. Do I think that that's likely? No. If the bottom of the stock market falls out, will we go there? We could, but the reality is, and the thing that you need to keep in mind is we always have a post-halving dump. Always. Now, people were saying, oh, this time's different. We've talked about this. This time's different. You hear the popular saying like, oh, like it doesn't always repeat history, but it rhymes, right? But it's so true. We see some very similar things happening, but what is not being thought about? And I've got some thoughts of what could be happening. Let me hit this chat real quick, first of all, because I agree with this. 50 to 52K, but 40 to 42K is possible. 20K Bitcoin is dead. 50 to 52K, I can agree with. I could see all the way down to something like 40K for sure. We start getting down below that, and it is going to be, it would be a bloodbath at that point anyway, because everybody would be so scared. But here's what you need to remember. We did not get as much of an accumulation time frame as let me go back over to my chart here. We did not get as much of an accumulation as we normally would, because look. Oh, shoot. That's not what I meant to do. I'm not going to zoom back out. Freaking hit this crap. Because look, this area right here, this within about 13 days, we went from like 50 all the way up to 68. Like that's a huge freaking move. So what was happening there? The time period that usually happens prior to where all of this accumulation is happening because of the bullish hype of, this is what I think, because of the bullish hype from the Bitcoin ETF, we didn't have that. So there was no time. There wasn't as much time, I should say, a lot less time to accumulate. And accumulation is important, right? Big institutions need to accumulate as well. They've been accumulating, but they like to take advantage of opportunities. And I think that something like this is the opportunity. They've seen what some hype will push Bitcoin to. Now you've got Hong Kong just, launch their ETF. You've got something going on over in Australia, right? There's other things happening in conjunction with. Now, what could this be? A nice, healthy pullback for all of these institutions to be able to say, okay, we've seen what kind of some hype will do. This hasn't even been kind of full bull market movement, even kind of, and we've seen what it'll do. Think about the difference between buying Bitcoin at, what are we at right now? We're at 56, 57. Let me look. We're at 57.5. Think about the difference between buying at 57.5 and buying at $74,000. It's a big freaking difference. It's a 30%. It's 30% higher. It's 30% higher. Now, to you and I, is 30% a big deal? For sure. 30% for anybody is. But think about it on this level. When we're buying hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even some of you are buying millions of dollars, right? That's a blip on the radar for what these massive institutions are doing. So a 30% move, as it were, with billions of dollars, that hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, that is where you got to pay attention. And so this gives another opportunity. It was like, hey, proof in the pudding. Here's what the ETF could push. Here's what happened without even a ton of hype. Now, wind it back in, bring it back, and then accumulate at some of these lower numbers, which is why I think the 50 to 52K number is a great, great opportunity. And that 50K, no matter what you say, is a huge, huge psychological number. The only reason that I'm even talking the other numbers, and I'll pull them up again just so you can see them. The other numbers, like I said, is the point of control, which is at about 42.8. That still keeps us above a huge number. And then, I mean, guys, if we get down to this value area low from the year, we're sub 40. We're at 38.5, and I think we're going to be headed a lot lower if that were to play out. So I think the stock market's going to crash. I agree. I see Patriot Caveman just said something about this. Said, I think the stock market will crash at least 30%. Just wait till the yen falls enough for Japan has to sell our debt. Oh, that's an interesting thought. Guys, these other financial markets play into what's happening, right? If you don't, I've talked about this a lot, but you have to be able to understand, you can't just get into crypto and be lasered in on crypto. You have to pay attention to other markets because other markets dictate the risk, which is what you're playing with, risk on assets. Keep that in mind. Don't forget that. All right, let me pull up a little article. First of all, smash the like if you have not already. Make sure the bell notifications are on. Monday through Friday, guys. I'm back. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Trading Wars tomorrow, 1 p.m. That's Blood versus TradeFly. Super excited about it. Guys, we got to it's the freaking bull market. Let's get some people in here and have some damn fun. Let me know what you guys think. I'm excited about what is to come. All right. So, Bitcoin. There are some reasons, supposedly, according to some of these articles, why Bitcoin is down where it is. So number one, de-risking before the FOMC meeting. Anticipation and anxiety are high in financial circles as the FOMC is set to announce its interest rate decision later today. This event is crucial as crypto market, notably Bitcoin, has grown increasingly reactive to macroeconomic signals. I think that meeting is usually sometime around 2:30. I don't know what time it is. I forget. Maybe somebody can tell me in the chat, or whether that's maybe I missed it and it already happened, but I had already had this article pulled while we were doing that. So number two, cyclical Bitcoin correction phase. Following an exceptional rally since the year's start, the market is undergoing a natural correction phase. Prior to the price crash, Charles Edwards, founders of Capital Investments, said, "We are a day short of breaking the record set in 2011 for days without a meaningful dip, minus 25%, emphasizing the extraordinary nature of Bitcoin's recent performance." Scott Melker, known as the Wolf of Wall Street, highlighted technical indicators that suggested an impending correction. Broken retested range lows as resistance. My biggest concern I've been discussing for months was that the RSI never made the trip to oversold. Almost there now. All lower time frames are oversold. This is only a 23%. Listen, guys, this is only a 23% correction. Very shallow for a bull market and consistent with other corrections in this run. We are yet to see a 30 to 40% pullback during this bull market like those in the past. So that's the next one. Number three, profit taking. Guys, this is part of freaking crypto. Traditional finance markets are seasoned investors are seizing the opportunity to take profits following substantial gains. TradFi and boomers are taking profits. CME open interest is decreasingly rapidly. April 29th, 135.6K coins. April 30th, 123.9. Topped around 170. Explained crypto analyst Runner XBT. This trend confirms a broader profit-taking strategy post significant events like the ETF approval and anticipation around Bitcoin halving. That confirms my thesis that a lot of these guys longed in October because the ETF approval and Bitcoin halving. Trade played out. Now they're taking profits. Yes, they're still up a lot because they longed BTC, not dead altcoins. Number four, the ETF outflows and Hong Kong disappointment. The dynamics surrounding the spot Bitcoin ETFs have shown significant strains, evidenced by recent activities in both U.S. and Hong Kong markets. In the United States, Bitcoin ETFs face substantial outflows, indicating a cooler investor sentiment. USDT dominant falling, parallel to the U.S. The debut of Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong also faltered significantly below expectations. 6 newly launched ETFs intended to capture both Bitcoin and ETH markets collectively reached just $11 million in trading volume, starkly underperforming against the anticipated $100 million. The spot Bitcoin ETFs accounted for $8.5 million in trading volume. This was markedly lower than the launch days of the U.S.-based spot Bitcoin ETFs, which reached $655 million in their first day. And number five, long liquidations. The market has also been impacted by substantial long liquidations with a total of over $451 million in the last 24 hours. The largest single liquidation was an ETH USDT swap on OKX valued at $6.07 million. But Bitcoin-specific liquidations were significant as well, totaling around $143 million according to data from CoinGlass. These liquidations have amplified the selling pressure on Bitcoin. Guys, listen. Here's what happens. When people start getting eaten up in these crypto markets, it scares people. It scares people. A lot of these people were not here or maybe don't know these markets as well as some of you. Maybe some of you or a lot of you have been around for multiple markets prior. Then this isn't scary. It's just part of it, right? It's just part of it. Now, does it suck to see your portfolio at a number and then it goes to another number much lower? For sure. I'm worth substantially less on paper than I was just, a few short weeks ago. That's a fact. But the reality is we are headed a lot higher. And that is just a fact. We're headed higher, guys. This is not up for debate. Might there be a longer time period? Might this be the sell in May and walk away? My good friend and business partner, CryptoFace, would argue yes. I'm going to show you his tweet here. If you guys aren't following CryptoFace, fix it. You definitely should. He said, we try to tell him. Chinese impulse 4-wave dump, just like the old days, sell in May and walk away. So my good friend CryptoFace was calling for the dump And the dump indeed he did get. So, people are freaking out about all these, about this correction, but like, think about it. It's not that big of a move yet. Now, if we get that bigger move down towards, 50, 40K, yeah, people are going to really start to get a little antsy. And that's when the people are going to come out of the woodwork saying, see, I told you it was a scam, or I got screwed by Bitcoin, or I got screwed by Ethereum because this, that, and the third. No, you put in money that you couldn't afford to let sit, and it hammered you when the price moved because you got scared and you weren't able to hold on. And in 7 months from now, I'm going to look at you and say, look what you should have done the whole time. You should have either bought more or you should have held strong onto what you had at that point. Not financial advice. I'm just saying that is almost always what happens. You look back and you say, damn, I should have held on, or I should have dollar cost averaged some more. That's really what I believe it's going to come down to. People that are trading, if they called for this, they're making money. If they didn't, they're losing money, right? But what does that mean? You're like, oh, of course, Keeper. If they did, they did. No, what I'm getting at is that this market will chop up both ends of the spectrum. However, as a general rule, if you had got in years ago and got in and just held, you haven't gotten chopped up. You've seen your portfolio, you know what I mean? But you're not actually getting chopped and losing up here and losing down here, which happens to a lot of times to traders, right? They get absolutely minced as this is happening, right? There's the traders that get crushed on the way up and the way down. And then there's the traders that crush it on the way up and way down. Don't care what the price is. They just want the volatility and the price action and their technical analysis to continue to do and serve them in the way that it has in the past. I'd like to be the latter, obviously, if I'm trading, but it's a tough gig. So speaking of that, just make sure to be here for Trading Wars tomorrow, 1v1. Your boy TradeFly versus your boy Crypto Blood, and your boy CryptoKeeper here is going to trade against them because why not? Right? Why not? Now, you're probably wondering, Keeper, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? I think that this is May 1st, right? I believe I'm going to try to get you a little bit more specific. I think that this is going to be a little bit different than the full-on sell in May, walk away. I think that if we're not headed back up to the upside by the end of May, I think by the start of June, we will be. So I think end of May, start of June. Now, could happen a lot sooner, but I don't think this is going to be some extended, full summer walk away from crypto type deal. I do not see that. I don't. I see this being a correction, a time for some accumulation. The people that need to accumulate, and then we off to the races yet again. I think that this is a shakeout. I think that this is going to show who's strong, who's weak, and ultimately it's an important piece of the puzzle. Everybody can't win. They just can't. Everybody cannot win. They can't. So will you be a winner? I don't know. If you're watching your boy CryptoKeeper here at Crypto Wars, you, my friend, are a winner. Smash that like if you want to win. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I do have to take off. Sorry for the technical difficulties from the first stream, but we're good to go. We're back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be here, TradeFly versus Crypto Blood versus your boy CryptoKeeper. I'm excited about it. Then I'll be back again Friday. I'd like to do another flipper hodl again very soon for $4,500. So make sure to keep tossing in those super chats when you have the opportunity, when you can. I'm really looking forward to pressing forward. No more big gaps in time off. I got my vacation out there, got it done. I love you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Question everything, trust nothing. And until next time, hodl like it's hot. We will see you soon.